Yo, what's up, you guys? Welcome back again to the Daily GrindCast. We got a good friend of ours, Ralph, that's known as G Tacos. Welcome, Ralph. I mean, thank you for your time, and I know it was quite a drive to come up here, but we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you again for coming. And yeah, just start wherever you want, whatever you feel comfortable about, your upbringing, childhood, and what made you do what you do now.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for having us. Having me.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that you guys took time out of your busy schedule as well to get this and have me here. Yeah, I know it was a while, and it took answering back, but I mean, it finally made it happen.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in Compton. I'm from Kelly Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I grew up there. Went to Paramount High, so probably gonna be everybody that knows from Paramount. They know me, but I was 2 times the.
Did you play football?
I did, but I got cut.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was like, most people that are bigger in common play football.
Yeah, no, I got cut because of my grades, and that pushed me to play baseball. Started coaching baseball out there in Riverside, and we're here now doing tacos.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to go a little bit. So you grew up in Compton. Did you face any challenges growing up in Compton, and did you always stay in Compton and you moved out to Riverside, or where's the between that? Like,
yeah, I grew up. I left Compton when I was 20.
Okay.
Challenges was bullets.
Yeah.
Compton, right?
Yeah, Compton, the
Okay.
bullets.
So it was true, right? Like, cause I've heard stories that back in the days it was crazy. But I mean,
How far back are we talking?
I don't know, dude. I mean,
You say back in the day. I don't think it's that old.
dude, I'm okay.
Maybe. I
don't know.
Wait, how old are you? If you don't
Yeah.
mind.
No, I mean, we don't have to ask his age, but
Yeah, no, I'm 37, so I grew up in the 90s out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
A few years older than me.
Yeah, there was I was buying ice cream one time. I saw bullets go right through a car,
damn, that's
and
crazy.
all I saw was my mom running outside and screaming like, "Hey, get down, get down!"
Yeah.
But that was life out there. I mean, it's true what they say in the songs. If you don't live there, just you guys didn't experience that. So the shootings, all that, it's all true. It's but if you don't mess with anybody, you just mind your business. Hey, I'm here, so
Yeah.
I survived.
When that happened, like your mom ran out the street and told you to get down, did you immediately went down or waited for the ice cream first?
No, I actually wanted my ice cream. I was like,
Right?
It was like it was
Hey,
normal, huh?
yeah, as a kid, like I want my ice cream first, but I already paid for it.
yeah, no.
No,
For the most part, it sounds like fireworks. I know for me, when I used to hear gunshots, I grew up in a bunch of different places, Long Beach, and then Bell. And every time I hear it, at first, my first thought is like, who has fireworks?
Yeah.
And then I have to remember, like, no, you're in the hood.
You have to
Like,
double check, yeah.
You have to double check to make sure there were fireworks. If you don't see lights,
Yeah,
Doug.
no. Yeah, it was bad, but I mean, we got used to it. That was the norm out there. So I mean, it's now I hear gunshots. I was like, go to bed. I tell my kids,
you tell
go
your
to bed.
kids
Yeah.
go to bed.
Yeah.
And then, so right now, where do you live in Riverside now?
Yes.
Nice.
All right, Ralph. So first and foremost, let's address why G Tacos if your name is Ralph, right? I thought for some reason I'm like his name's George or something, or Gerardo or Giovanni or
Yeah,
something. So can you give us a little background on?
Yeah, it's a funny story. I went to my friend's shop, the one who makes up my hats, my shirts, my sweaters, you name it, anything that I need. Branding, I go to him. I get there like, hey, dude, I need a logo. For what? I'm like, well, I'm thinking of starting tacos. It was like, what do you want to call them? I'm like, Gonzales Tacos, because my last name is Gonzales. He was like,
There we
fool,
go.
you're too crazy. That's too common. He blew me away. He blew me away. He's like, nah, you're out of your mind.
Not gonna help you. he said.
Not gonna help.
Yeah, he's like, you need something that's catchy. That's catchy. So he just went on his computer, started, going on GoDaddy. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been on GoDaddy. We're looking up like LLC names. That's kind of weird. That's
No, that's for websites.
for website names
Yeah,
too.
websites.
Okay.
Yeah. So he went on there, and all of a sudden he's like, G Tacos. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, it can mean anything. I'm like, well, what do you mean? Yeah, Gonzales Tacos, good tacos, gangster tacos.
True.
However you're feeling.
Top tier tacos.
Yeah, or yeah. And and that's how G Tacos came about.
Oh, okay. So you basically came from your last name in your eyes, but
Yeah.
for him, for your Browning person, he was just like, just call it
Just
G-Tacos because it's less common. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Your friend does,
To be
he does your shirts, he does logos and stuff like that for his day job. He has a business
Yeah.
that he also does marketing and stuff like that.
No, he don't do marketing,
Oh, okay.
but he just focuses on screen printing, embroidery, and that's where he knows people that are artists that create from sketch. So I was like,
Nice.
hey, dude, I need your help, and that's where we came about with
Cool.
G Tacos.
Prior to G Tacos, what was Ralph doing? Did he had another business? Was he selling on the side? Usually like entrepreneurs before they start a business, they start reselling stuff. Or can you tell us a little more about?
Yeah, well, it all started because the struggle. You're young, you have kids, and the struggle of making a day to day with paycheck. And I was like, I got to do something else. I was doing Lyft.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And one of my buddies, he hits me up. I was like, hey, why don't you come do tacos for me? Why don't you help us out? It started as joking around.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. I put aside Lyft and I started helping. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little bit more income. So I started working. I'm like, hey, dude, but you know what? I want to do my own thing. Because I used to cook for families and friends, and they were like, dude, you should start selling your food.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, nah, because I don't have no experience. So this friend comes out and helps and brings me on board. He's doing the catering. He's doing all that. So I'm like, okay, but my focus is totally different from what he wants to do, but I want to learn the business.
Mm-hmm.
So I started helping him out for a couple of years, bought a van, and I told him I'm stuck with you for 5 years until I pay it off. Yeah, so I was there. I got stuck with them. In 2020 hits, COVID.
Yep.
I'm stuck with the car payment. I'm stuck with my income. I get a decrease on my paycheck. So I'm like, I got to do something.
Did they cut your hours at your main job? Is that why?
No, they cut my pay.
They cut your pay during the pandemic?
Yes.
Shit.
They cut my pay. And not only that, but I was taking a 3-man job.
Yeah,
Wow.
you meant to work for 3 people,
Yeah.
basically.
I was kind of scared. I'm getting 4 low. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get what I was getting. And come to find out that people that got 4 low got more than what I was making. So that's what led to start G Tacos. We started from my mom's house. And it started because we were building the batting cage. And my mom's neighbors was like, hey, we'll put up the lights for you. And I'm like, all right, how much do I owe you? You don't owe us nothing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I was like, all right. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make you guys some tacos, and that's where I started with the shrimp tacos in the Marlin.
Oh,
Totally,
fire.
totally from the regular asada, pastor, and chicken. So I started that, and they were like, hey, dude, you should start selling them. I'm like, okay, I have somebody that's not related to me that I just met a couple months ago, and I'm feeding them tacos, and they're like, dude, you should start, and that's where it started, right from my mom's backyard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did were you always a good cook? Is that because I'm thinking in my head like I can make decent food, but I would never make food
Yeah.
for like a big amount of people because I'm probably not gonna be a good cook.
Yeah. No, well, you know what? It's surprisingly, but yeah, every time there was family gatherings, I was always on the grill. I was always doing something, and even those top ramens, my family still craves them. Like, when are you gonna make them? Like, that was when I had no money. I mean, that's I was shopping at the 99-cent store,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Well, I don't know what you do, but whatever you do, it's it's tasty."
Yeah.
So I was like, "All right." So then, and that's where I started.
So what do you do different in your top ramen? Do you add it like, because you know that there's the new thing is like the birria ramen now, that everyone's putting birria inside ramen, like they're thinking they're geniuses, but but is it that, or is it, what else do you do with yours?
No, it's I do it. I add meat to it. I add veggies, so broccoli, carrots. I added all that in there, and I've been helping out friends with their food business. So it's like, hey, well, why don't I just start my own? And I couldn't do it without my wife backing up all my crazy ideas, and she's pretty much the stone of the business. She takes care of it.
Remember, we had a guy who owns a churro company, and he said pretty much the same thing with the partner.
His partner was like, the rock, or your other half that you need to just help support you for the business, right? It helps to have someone that that helps you around in your business or just in your daily life. Come home to a happy, stress-free home.
I don't know about stress-free home, but
for the most part, right? Or everyone's hoping for 90% of the time a stress-free home.
She's the one that deals with the stress that whenever I gotta take off, and she's the one that gets it the most. And I feel bad, but at the end of the day, I'm like, it's a business. I'm sorry, it's a business. We either gotta be on the same page or it's not gonna go well.
True. Yeah, good point there.
And she understands, though. That's also key, because if she wouldn't, then things wouldn't have worked out, I guess. So it's always key to, I guess, have someone. If it's not a partner, it's your brother, your sister, or even your mom, right? Or a best friend. But there's always have to be someone that you could open up to. You could talk to, really, because that's what you need. Because I'm assuming as a business owner, there's a lot of shit going on that you're just like, damn, what do I do? Or like, you just gotta let it out,
Oh yeah.
How many people do you have working the taco spots now? I think last time I checked, it was like you, your dad, and your mom too.
At that point, it was my mom helping us out. Now my little brother was helping us out, but now he found a better job. I'm happy for him. And I know if I'll give him a call, he's there. But it's all family. I have my wife, my cousin and his wife, his kids coming down from TJ, and he's also a big part of the shrimp tacos, because I call them once. I'm like, dude, how do you do them?
Yeah.
Let me know. It's not the same recipe as his, but it's a combination of mine, my wife, and his. So I can't thank him enough. Where he's like, hey, try this.
Those are like your hit signature ones. Every time you come to the house and you're making those, dude, everyone's just like trying to eat the shit out of that. Like, just it's not your normal taco truck, and I think that's what your niche is, and that's our niche. I'm gonna figure that one out, guys. Sorry, but no, that's what your thing is, and I don't think anyone in your area is doing that type of taco. So I think it also helps your business too. Like word of mouth.
Yeah, and I get calls and I get messages on Instagram, and it's like, hey, when are you having a pop up? And it's like, it's kind of hard because I'm kind of catering, and I'd rather go with what's for sure than wait for a customer to get there.
True.
Which I don't mind doing either or, but I gotta support what's there.
Yeah, of course.
The goal is to finally purchase a truck, and have a taco truck. What's beyond that? What's the goal of having a taco truck? Would you go different places? Like, where do you see yourself going with that business on that side?
On that side, I see farmers markets.
Yeah,
those are I've been hearing left and right that those are the place to be. And yeah, breweries as well. I mean, I've been getting calls from breweries, even dispensaries. It's kind of crazy, The first time I went there, I'm like, I'm in the wrong business. I can kid you not. I mean, I went in there, and I would give a plate out for a certain amount that they would purchase in the store. I was there for 4 hours. They gave me 100 tickets.
Jeez.
So I would get my cut of, okay, I'll charge you so much per plate. That was talking about when we first started. Mm-hmm. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. And not including, the online orders, the curbside pickups, the deliveries. And I'm like, oh, okay. And we were kind of, I wasn't kind of, scared about I was like, what are we? I'm like, it's legal. I mean, we're there. We're not part of them. It's just,
you're doing your job.
Well, now it's legal everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, but at the time you're just like, should we be here? Back when weed was.
Yeah.
No, but it's like they say, right? Like the artists who sing to like narcos and stuff, they're doing their job.
Yeah.
They hire me, so I gotta cater to them. So
yeah, exactly.
If they're doing something wrong, that's on them. That's funny. I did wanted to ask though, because you did mention that COVID was what kind of got this started. COVID, unfortunately, was a good and a bad thing for a lot of people, right? A lot of people started their business because of COVID, but a lot of people also went bankrupt. Maybe their depressed, stress, and just their mental health wasn't there. Fortunately, again, good thing in this case, that's what helped you, I guess, launch G Tacos. While you were starting and selling, because you said out of your mom's backyard, right? What was like the struggle? Did you ever have like a period of time where you're like, you know what, like fuck this, I'm just not gonna sell anymore? Or
Every time we would do a pop-up, it was that stress.
yeah,
It was a stress because you're investing on something that you don't know if it's gonna move. You're investing in this product. Your whole idea of what you have in your mind, getting to people to come eat your product it's very stressful because you don't know.
yeah,
You don't know. Even though, I mean, if it's good or if it's not good, it sells, but you just don't know. I was buying meat. I was buying shrimps, boxes of shrimps. I was buying marlin, and I don't know if it was gonna go. So that's when I was like, all right, but I mean, let's give it a try. Let's keep on pushing. Luckily, all my customers, I can't thank them enough because they were there from day one, and they still are. We have pop-ups, and they show up, and they're always happy. And I always love it when I hear, "You're our guy. You're our guy." And when I hear, "Oh, the last taco guy that was here, he took all the leftovers," I was like,
Damn.
"You're pretty much a customer. You gotta take him like if it's your kid."
that's right.
I mean, you can't tell your kid, "Hey, I'm buying this, but then I'm taking it away." It's like you gotta go, okay, all right, yeah, and you gotta get accustomed to what they want.
That's right.
And I believe that's why we're kind of successful there, because we don't hesitate. We don't take anything. We just, here you go. That's yours. That's what you ordered. That's what you get.
The thought I had when you said that is basically that you're giving more than others, and I think that's why you receive more than others. The more you give to others, the more you're not selfish with what you have. I feel like, I mean, that's why you get, because it just comes back to you just as in full.
Yeah, no, and it's funny because I had a customer call me. They're like, "Hey, it's a new customer," and they're like, "Hey, what are your pricing?" I gave them the pricing, and they came back like, "Well, other taco man are giving me more for less." I'm like, "Well, if is that guy gonna eat his meat? Is he gonna eat what he's offering you?" Because I told him straight out, I go to Restaurant Depot and I see other vendors there talking about it and seeing the kind of meat that they're buying. And I tried that meat and I was like, I will not eat that meat.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's a good meat, but it's what they don't sell. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, that, I mean, if you buy good quality meat, it's going to be juicy, it's going to be tender. You're going to want it. You're going to want to, hey, crave it. Hey, let's call this guy.
Yeah.
And that's what I think I give all my clients. I'm like, I give them what I eat. If I like it, I put it out there. If I don't, I just like, no.
That's a good point. Like some people are just trying to make a quick buck or something like that. They don't really care about and you're putting more like your heart and your soul into like a business versus other taco spots. I've gone to a few. I'm sure Daniel's gone to a few. There's a ton right there on is it Atlantic and what's that street in Caray?
Patata or Cecilia, I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They have taco stand after taco stand after taco stand. I'm just like, how are all these people still getting business? Like, how do you know which one is good, or how do you know like? And for the most part, they could be rude and whatever. Like, oh, here's your food and go. So, I think it's for the most part for people or for like business owners that like all bunched together. Maybe that's their style of doing business. And I don't know what your thoughts on it, but I wanted to ask, like, have you ever gone into a place or gone to like a pop-up where you have plenty of other taco stands and you're hoping that, maybe they're going to buy your tacos over their person's, or?
Yeah. You just bought one. We were at, I think, Harvest Festival in Norco. And I thought I was going to be the only taco guy. And there was a taco truck. Nice setup. I was like, okay, everybody's going to go that way. It's so funny because we were there. I had a line. We had a line. And I don't even know why. I don't know if it was because of the price. But then I found out that one of the customers there, I ran into him at a quinceañera. Or it was a Sweet 16.
Oh, okay.
And it was a new customer. And I was like, okay, well, what happened? And I had that little stint of knowing how did we get there. And sure enough, I'd have to ask my customer. I'd have to ask her, and one of the customers that was at Norco, my kid loved your tacos, so I had to refer you. And that just brings a smile to my face, because it's like, we're doing something right. We're doing something right, because if they tried something out of the blue and they recommend it for a big party, it's like, and at the end of the night, I asked the customer, how was everything? She was not wrong. And that's what she said. She was not wrong.
Nice.
And I just love hearing that from my customers, and just every time I hear that, it brings a smile to my face. It's like, okay, we're heading in the right direction.
Nice. My next question is more like to start the business side. Did you have to create an LLC or get any like food permits and all that stuff like to create this? Like, do you want to walk us through, because we don't know, we're not from the food industry, if you want to walk us through some of the process of like how you can, quote unquote, start your own taco stand?
Well, just start.
Just start.
Just start, and just don't worry about that. We're still in the process of because eventually you have to have your manager serve food handler certification. So you have to do all that, and you gotta do. But I mean, if you're gonna start, just go ahead and start, because I mean, there's a lot of competition, and you just never know if you're just gonna take off. And I've been hearing that from not only me, and I tried it myself, and I've been hearing it on other videos. I'm like, they're right. If you're gonna start, you just start.
Yeah, we say the same thing all the time. Like, we're gonna start something. Just
do it, because we tend to overthink stuff, right?
Yeah.
And especially again, I do respect you taking that leap of faith and starting your own stand, because I know a lot of people who are well cooked, who know how to cook, who maybe they sell out of their house, but they're just afraid or scared to start their own catering or to do their own stand, because one, all the what ifs, right? Like, what if we don't make it? What if we don't sell? What if nothing? Two, they're either too embarrassed, like, oh, what if the neighbor sees me and I'm right there in the street selling my food?
Yeah.
And then just overall, it's just like, maybe they don't got the support, right? So doing something like that, it requires a lot of guts, like a lot of things that not everyone's willing to do. So
yeah, well, scared money don't make money, as they say, right?
No, yeah,
but
yeah.
You have to sometimes put out a loan, or like take out not a big loan, but for food. But you just have to start with like a goal, as you said, like maybe something smaller that you can accomplish. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna make 10 plates today, and try to sell all those 10, make 20, and like start some simple goals like that. Speaking of which, did you have to like start any small goals like that, or did you just said, I'm gonna buy in bulk and see what happens?
No, actually, that's a question that we still have. How much do we buy? You just never know. It could be a great turnaround and you sell everything, and it could be a bad day and you just like take it home, and hopefully you have another gig the next day.
Oh yeah.
So that you could cook that and get that product out in time before it goes bad. But yeah, it's everything's a challenge. Everything's a challenge.
Yeah.
You just don't know. I mean, I went to another event and we were just there. We just made cut. We just made enough to pay my little brother. We made enough just to pay for the cost of the meat. So I was like, hey, at the end of the day, it wasn't a loss. So yeah.
Okay.
You did mention off camera that you've been in business for 3 years now. While throughout those years, what has been the most like roadblocks you've been having in business? Because everyone has. Because I personally started one, and I'm still trying to overcome one of them. But 3 years now, it's that's a pretty good time, pretty lengthy time. So what has been some major?
Well, major roadblocks. I don't think I have had many of them. The only thing is just knowing where to get the stuff that you need, knowing what documentations you need, what permits. That's what kind of held me back. And then having a full-time job, that's another thing that everything's from Monday through Friday and 8 to 5, which is when I'm basically working.
Yeah, good point. I want to switch gears a little bit since we've been focusing so much on the business, and just to get to know you a little bit more. what do you do? Who are you outside of G's Tacos? Who are you outside of work and like of that? So like, who are you in that sense? If that makes sense. Like, what do you do? What do you do for fun? You know, family stuff like that of that nature. I just want to like.
Yeah, well, out of G Tacos out of work, I just came from my son's travel ball scrimmage.
Nice.
So I left him out there. I left him with mom, and I was like, "Hey, I'm out of there. I'm a dad. I have a son too. I'm always in Friday nights. You probably see me playing softball. You know, that's just me. I'm into baseball. So baseball is my passion. So it's either I'm at the field with my kid watching him practice, or I'm playing, or you know, I'm just having a good nice dinner whenever we have time for the family.
Mm-hmm.
But we're always on the go. So it's,
Yeah, but I mean that's beautiful that you know that you have time, even though with your busy schedule, even though you're 9 to 5, you know, you still make time for as much as you can with your family. You know, that's always the hardest thing. Like, and I know that as men, sometimes we feel like we're never doing enough because we get told we're not doing enough. So I know everybody resonates with that one because, you know, it's true. You know, like for some reason, we always feel, even to ourselves, we don't feel like we're doing enough. And then sometimes we're told like, you know, you need to do more here, or you need to do this. Sometimes it feels like the pressure is always on for us as men to make sure that, you know, we're taking care of the household, we're providing for our family, we're spending enough time with our wife or our significant other, we're spending time with our kids. You know, it's a lot to take on, you know. And I know that even for me, because I have a son, and so I don't know if he's the same age as yours, but mine's 15.
around that age.
Yeah. So, you know, I try, and I'm not I would never say I'm the best father in the world. I know other people will say that to me, but I feel there's always room for improvement. But I'm always, you know, in the back of my mind, am I doing enough for him? Is he okay? You know, do I need to spend more time with him? Do I need to talk to him more? You know, all those things that go through my mind, because I feel like, you know, there's always, again, there's ways to improve, like the communication with your child, especially with a teenager. So I applaud you for, like, you know, just trying to make time, trying to be there, having your own business, you know, having your 9 to 5, and then family, and then still making time for yourself, which is beautiful. You make time for yourself to play ball, and then you even have time to play with your son. So all power to us as freaking men, because, you know, again, if no one's going to congratulate you, I will. If no one gives you like some, you know, some of those blessings back, because, you know, maybe sometimes we don't feel like we have enough or we do enough, and someone needs to just tell us that we are doing enough, and then we're doing enough, but we can always improve.
Yeah, absolutely. Being a parent does not come with a manual. I wish it did. That way we could just turn to that page and like, okay, there it is. There's a fix. But I mean, at the end of the day, kids are human beings and they have their mind on their own. And I mean, we just gotta guide them, and you know, and you gotta make time for yourself too. I mean, I know there's a bunch. I've been hearing it. Hey, we don't go out. We don't do this, and it's like, well, either you want to go out or you want to pay the bills.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, all right, and then that's where she comes in, and they're like, okay, and she's supportive, because I mean, at the end of the day, if there's not a roof over your head, there's no food on the table, your kids are gonna suffer.
Yeah, indeed.
So yeah.
I mean, the most important thing is, and everyone forgets, is everyone's like, you know, a lot of people in general always see like they fear missing out. They want to be out. They see things on social media. Oh, we should do this. We should do this. But everything costs money. I always say, the moment you step outside the house, you're spending money. So if you stay home, even though you're at home, you're spending money because of electricity, the water, you know, you're eating at home, but you know, you're saving money. But the moment you step out, you're spending money on gas and like eating out. And our goal is to save sometimes. You can't spend all your money and then have nothing to, because then how are you going to support the business side, right?
Exactly. And it's funny because I was having that conversation with my kid as we were driving to the ball field. I was like, dude, things that we do, it's for you guys, and you know what, you guys have to appreciate it and be more responsible. I know that you're a kid and you're gonna want to goof off beyond, you know, your video games, YouTube, you call it, but at the end of the day, what's that gonna do for you? Yep. So I constantly have that conversation with my kid, like, dude, step it up. You know, you gotta be more mature, more responsible. When something's due, you gotta do it. and have it done that day.
Yeah. Well, us having boys also makes it like one of those things that we try to instill in them, that balance of, like in structure, saying, if you like, the biggest thing I always learned, and I've told Daniel, is like, be a man of your word. It's really hard to be a man of your word. To this day, I mean, I might fail, but I really try to always, if I say I'm going to do something, I show up and I do it regardless of how I feel. Because that's what a man does. Well, that's what I've been taught anyway. So, so you have to, and you try to like show them that the same characteristics, and you just hope that they grasp onto it and stuff like that. Because if not, then we feel that maybe they might fail in life. It's not true, but I always have that fear in the back of my head that, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't have kids, but I do have a little sister, and like my mentor always says, right, we don't tell them what to do, we show them how to do things. And you'd be surprised, because I started like eating healthy, you could say, meal prepping. And then my little sister was like, oh, I want some chicken and rice, like Daniel. I want some salmon. So I didn't even have to tell her. She knows. And they see, the result, and like, okay, well, I want to lose weight. I want to get fit. So it's just by showing them, because, you can stick to your word, which is important, key, but also show them what you.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Yeah.
Awesome, man. I mean, it's some advice for the audience, man, that they could be watching and they want to start their own pop-up stand, their own tacos, or their own just food in the food industry. What are like some key not takeaways, but like maybe like 3 tips that you could give them aside from starting now?
Yeah, so aside from starting, it's just be unique. If you think something's gonna something that's not out there, just do it. And then because you never know if somebody's gonna like what you're offering them. So it's better just if there's something that's not out there, get it out there. You just never know. Let somebody try it and get free samples. I mean, what do they call those giveaways? Yeah, just start, because I started like that. I was like, hey, I'm gonna give away a tray of shrimp tacos or marlin. Follow me, or have your friends come try it, or tell them this, tell them that. And I started doing that, and that kind of helped us a lot, because they were oh my god, and you can see their smile on their face, like, oh, he's having another one. And that's what I recommend. Just go for it, be unique, and if somebody likes it, I mean, somebody may not like it, but I mean, at the end of the day, there's always somebody to support you.
A question we love to ask at the end of going towards the end, if you could teach something to the world, what would it be and why?
If I could teach something in general, it's just, if you're gonna keep your word. If I could teach everybody to keep their word, you're gonna say you're gonna do something, stick to that. And if you said something and you said it, just keep it.
Stick to
it. Because I mean, at the end of the day, the truth's gonna come out, and you're gonna lose friends, you're gonna lose family members by not doing what you had said. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's just teaching them to be real.
Where can we find G's Tacos?
On Instagram, gtacos_1.
Cool.
That's where we post most of the things. Facebook, I know, is just going away. So
I think it's for older people.
Yeah,
now.
so I'm like,
it's
okay.
always been
my grandma's on there, bro.
it's always been for older people. I remember when they first came out, I was in high school. I'm like, nah, that's just for older people.
That's why
even now it's still for older people. Okay, so gtacos_1. And then you have an email, or I mean, either way, we'll put all your contact info in the.
If you want to send us that stuff, we'll put it in the link below, guys. You can check out. We'll put his contact, his number, business card, stuff like that. You'll see his logo and stuff like that, and give them a try. I tried them. I think they're fucking bomb. That's just my opinion. I might be biased, but you won't know until you try them.
Yeah, just follow. Like you said, just if you want to start something, just do it. Don't be afraid. Just who cares if you. Whatever you think that's not gonna work, just do it. Like maybe.
I mean, it's the same thing we're doing here. I mean, we started this. We don't care.
So just do what you gotta do, and then make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and then follow G Tacos. Ralph, once again, thank you. I appreciate your time. And then any final.
Thank you for coming out, coming the long drive, making time for us. Like we said, I hope that we get to try to tacos soon again. I'm sure we'll see you and the next couple of weeks at some other party. So again, thank you. And as always, man, I hope you have a blessed day. And for the audience, like, share, and subscribe. And we're out. Oh shit.
We're out.
We're out. Peace.